Imagine walking down a dark, narrow corridor where the walls seem to breathe with whispers of the past. The echo of unseen footsteps chases you, but you're completely alone. You stop, hold your breath, and there it is again, an eerie voice calling your name from the shadows. Welcome to the Ohio State Reformatory, a place where the past refuses to rest and the spirits are anything but silent. This is The Grim Tapes, and tonight we unravel the chilling mystery of the phantom voices in Ohio State Reformatory. History of the Reformatory. Before we dive into the unexplainable, let's set the stage. The Ohio State Reformatory, located in Mansfield, Ohio, opened its gates in the late 19th century. Initially intended to be a place of reform for young offenders, it soon transformed into a notorious prison with overcrowding, corruption, and violence. By the time it closed in the 1990s, it had housed over 155,000 inmates, many of whom met tragic ends within its cold, iron-barred cells. Stories of abuse, despair, and death are embedded in its stone walls. Over the years, countless investigators, tourists, and skeptics have walked its decaying halls. Many have walked out with their beliefs shaken, their courage tested, and one common experience: they heard voices. The legend of the phantom voices. So what exactly are the phantom voices? They are disembodied whispers, cries, and even screams that seem to emerge from nowhere. Visitors report hearing their names being called, orders being barked as if from a long-dead warden, or the desperate pleas of inmates trapped between worlds. The most haunted spots in the reformatory, Cell Block East, the solitary confinement wing, and the chapel, are hotbeds for these phenomena. Paranormal teams have recorded voices responding to questions, laughing in the dark, or mumbling prayers in forgotten dialects. Famous paranormal investigations. Numerous ghost hunting teams have documented evidence of the voices. During one investigation, a team recorded a man screaming the word "help" from a hallway that was entirely empty. Another caught a female voice sobbing in the chapel, a space known for its tragic history involving inmate suicides. Perhaps the most terrifying evidence came from a group who left a recorder running overnight. When they returned, they found hours of audio filled with whispers arguing, laughing, and mocking the team. Not a single person had been inside. Skeptics and scientific views. Skeptics argue these voices are simply the result of echo, environmental noise, or even audio pareidolia, the mind's tendency to find patterns and meaning in random sounds. But time and again, the voices seem too intelligent, too contextually relevant to dismiss. In one instance, a researcher whispered, "Are you here?" and was answered with a clear, raspy, "Yes." How do we explain these interactions if they're nothing more than coincidence? How do skeptics account for names being called out accurately, or for multiple witnesses hearing the same thing at the same time? Eyewitness testimonies. One former tour guide shared a harrowing experience. As she locked up one night, she heard a voice say, "Don't leave me." Thinking it was a prank, she turned around, but no one was there. The hallway was dark. The voice repeated, louder and angrier. She never closed alone again. Another visitor, a retired corrections officer, claimed he heard the voice of a former colleague, dead for over a decade, commanding, "Inmate, back in your cell." The officer was visibly shaken and had no explanation. Possible sources of the voices. Let's explore the possibilities. Are these spirits of former inmates, lingering in torment? Could they be echoes of traumatic events imprinted into the environment? Or could we be dealing with something non-human, mimicking the living to create fear? Some researchers believe certain stone materials, like limestone used in the prison's construction, can hold energy, storing and replaying sounds under specific conditions. This phenomenon is called the stone tape theory. Could the reformatory itself be playing back history? Psychological and environmental factors. The human mind is incredibly susceptible to suggestion, especially in settings heavy with atmosphere. Fear, anxiety, and sensory deprivation can make ordinary sounds feel supernatural. But what happens when trained investigators with advanced equipment pick up voices clearly responding to them in real time? This balance between psychological influence and genuine phenomena is where the mystery deepens. Incidents involving phantom voices. Over the years, reports have remained consistent. Some stories include a paranormal team hearing their equipment instructions repeated back to them, a visitor who fainted after hearing a voice scream in her ear, tourists leaving the building after voices threatened them. These aren't isolated incidents. They've been repeated, verified, and recorded by multiple sources. The Reformatory today. The Ohio State Reformatory now serves as a museum and haunted attraction. Yet even in its role as a public space, the paranormal activity hasn't subsided. Staff members often hear voices when locking up, cleaning, or walking alone. Security cameras sometimes catch what sounds like conversations in empty rooms. Despite its new function, the building remains a site of fear, fascination, and unexplained voices. Are these voices remnants of the suffering once experienced inside these walls? Are they intelligent entities seeking interaction, or warning us to stay away? Could there be a deeper, darker truth hidden in the echoing corridors of this prison? The phantom voices of Ohio State Reformatory challenge our understanding of the line between the living and the dead. They force us to question our senses, our beliefs, and the unseen forces that may still roam the earth. Have you ever experienced a phantom voice? Do you believe that spirits can communicate with us through sound? Or do you think there's a scientific explanation yet to be discovered? Could the echoes in the reformatory be warnings, or cries for help? We want to hear your thoughts. Share your own stories in the comments below. Maybe your voice will be the next one heard. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to like this video, share it with others who love the paranormal, and subscribe to The Grim Tapes for more chilling explorations. Every week, we dive deeper into the unexplained, the terrifying, and the forgotten. Until next time, stay curious, and stay safe. Because you never know when the next voice you hear might not be your own.